Welcome back to our channel, Life of Amber and Quincy. I'm here doing part 2 of part 1, my toxic relationship story. And this is going to be, I'm just going to tell it all on this one. I'm not going to have like other parts. So, yeah. So, on part 1, I just discussed how me and my husband met, where we met, how long we were together, things of that nature. Now we're going to get into part 2. And I'm going to talk about just how our relationship has been, how it's went, and where we are now. So, I know in the last video I stated that him and I fell in love with the physical. We didn't really get to know each other the way you should get to know someone before you get into a relationship with somebody. I was attracted to his body, he was attracted to mine, and we got together. And that is the wrong way. Like, you don't do things like that, and I had to learn that. So with that being said, because we didn't do things right in the beginning, everything that followed behind was not going to be right. And me being 17 and me being young and naive, I didn't know. So I can say that I've been mentally, physically, and verbally abused for maybe 7 years. I can say that now that I'm wiser and I'm older and I'm looking back, my husband didn't love me. And I say that because love didn't show in his actions. And it didn't show. And it is what it is. I used to be sad about it. I used to cry about it. But now it is what it is. He didn't love me. And he probably feels the same way. He probably feels like I didn't love him either, because I feel like we both did things to each other to break each other's trust. Yeah. So, I'm in no way, shape, or form am I an angel. I'm not innocent. I'm not here to bash him, because I have my wrongdoings in our relationship as well, which is, I'm going to speak on that. And yeah, so I can say that, let me see. Okay, so when I noticed a change happening in our relationship, it's when I was pregnant and started showing with my oldest. She's now 9. When I started showing with her, it went from us being around each other every day, him telling his friends, oh, I'm gonna hang out with Amber tonight, I'll see y'all later. And then once I started showing, it went from that to, I'm not seeing you at all. And if I do see you, it's late at night, like I'm some fucking booty call. I didn't like that. I didn't appreciate that. But that's how he did me. And we weren't living together at the time. I was living with my parents. He was living with his parents. So, we can only get what time we can get with each other. I can say after I had our oldest, that's when the abuse started. That's when I guess he felt as if he had me because I had his child, and he felt as if he could do, say, and treat me however he wanted to, and that's exactly what he did. I remember after we had Rain, after we had our oldest, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know. I was so stupid, y'all. I was so stupid. And that's the only way I can say I was just so stupid, because I went and got this man name tattooed on my hip when I was 18 years old. I left work, went and got his name tattooed on my hip. The very next day, so I got his name tattooed on my hip. That night, he came to my house. He fell asleep at my house. He left his work phone at my house. So when I woke up that next morning and I see his phone there, I go in it. Because I felt like I had a reason to go in it. So I went in it. And I just seen so much stuff that I was just like, oh my God. But I already have your name tattooed on my hip. And I'm seeing all this shit like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, The fuck? It was a lot of shit that I seen, and oh, yeah. So I got your name tattooed on my hip, and then I see this shit. You're a joke, you know? And so later on that night, him and my dad fight. It's so many signs just being thrown to me, and I'm just so stuck and blind to love, I can't even see it. You fight with my dad, you know what I'm saying? I still want to make it work with you. You fight with my father, you know what I'm saying? So that happened. I think we broke up for a little bit, and then we got back together. And then I don't know. Long story short, we ended up moving together. We got our first apartment together. And I want to say that's when the abuse really started. I feel as if he felt like he had me where he wanted me to be. He had me alone. You know, I didn't have nobody around me. It was just me, him, and our daughter. So he felt like he could do and treat me however he wanted. That's what he did. And I just remember us being there, and he would go to work, and then he would come home from work maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock, and then he would come home, take a shower, get dressed, and then he would be gone. And he would be gone for like, you know, hours. I'm sorry, y'all, I got a text message that threw me off, excuse me. But he would be gone for hours, and he would leave and be gone till like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm literally at home every day, all day, by myself with a toddler, you know. I can't have a conversation with this toddler. She's gonna be looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about, you know? So I'm literally home by myself, you know what I'm saying? I don't have, you know, he didn't like for me to have friends. It was one friend that I had, her name was Ashley. He came home, like when my husband would come home and I would have the little friends that I did have that I would have over there, his vibe would be so off. They would just want to get up and leave when he walked in the door. They wouldn't want to be there when he was there. I had a friend, Ashley, and she was at my house, and I can't even remember what happened. He said something disrespectful to me, and she stood up for me. And he got so mad at her, he like chased her with his gun out of the house, you know? And I was so embarrassed. I'm like, you know, I was embarrassed. And that girl didn't want to come back over to my house. She didn't even want to talk to me no more or any of that. But that's what he had me where he wanted me to be. He wanted me to himself, but he wanted me to himself, but he didn't want me. You know what I'm saying? He pretended as if he loved me, but he really didn't. I don't know. It was a lot. It was a lot. I dealt with a lot, and I can't. I want to help somebody. That's why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this because I don't want to talk about this shit, but I want to help somebody because I know my story can help somebody. There was a lot of infidelity done when we moved into our first apartment, and he was just going and going and going. I got lonely, so I cheated as well. And as all women know, what a man do to you, they can't take being done to them. So after, you know, you coming home all hours of the night, and every morning I'm checking your pants, you got these condom wrappers in your pocket, you know, females calling your phone, you got pictures, videos, text messages, all this shit. So when I go out there and cheat, you about to lose your mind. Why? So, you know, like I said, I'm not perfect. I did go out there and I did cheat. We weren't married at the time, but we were together, living together, and I did cheat on him. And then it was just like, he cheat, then I'ma cheat, then he's gonna cheat, then I'ma cheat. You know, like that tit for tat, like I wanna hurt you because you hurt me. And it was just a constant thing that went on. And so once we we stayed, how long did we stay at that apartment? I can't remember. We probably stayed there a year or 2 years. Maybe it was a year. We stayed there for a year. And right before we moved, I had got pregnant with our second child. And everything, I felt like everything was good. And then it just came again. And it was just like, every time I got pregnant, I felt like that's when shit would go bad. I don't know if it made me feel as if he wasn't attracted to me when I was pregnant. It made me feel like low. It made me feel very ugly. It made me I just compared myself to other females all the time because I just felt like he didn't want me. So I remember it was one incident in particular that I could think of where I was pregnant with our second child and he had got a phone call. And he walked outside. Now, he never walks outside to answer the phone. So he walks outside and he's talking on the phone. And I just knew, like, something in me was just like, that's another female. That's another woman. So I walk outside. And when I walk outside, he gets off the phone really, really quick. So I'm like, who is that? Oh, it ain't nobody. It ain't nobody. I said, okay. Leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. When I was in labor with our second child, that's when I found out that my husband had been talking to a girl that grew up with us, that was friends with me and my sister, but she used to talk to my brother, and my brother knew that her and him was talking, and my sister kind of knew, but nobody wanted to tell me because I was pregnant, but everybody wanted to tell me when I was laying on the bed about to deliver my baby. So that shit fucked me up. So, you know, my sister was like, you know, I got something to tell you, but I ain't gonna tell you right now. So I'm just like, well, what the fuck is going on? It's about Robert. What's going on? I'm not thinking that. So I go into labor, yada, yada, yada. Stay there for a few days, go home. And I think the second day I was home, my sister calls me. And I'm holding my baby in my hand. And she says, you know, Robert and Donna been talking. And I say, huh? I said, Donna who? And so she tells me, and as she's telling me, he's walking in the room. And I'm on the phone and I'm shaking. I'm just staring at him. And he gets scared. He's like, what? What's going on? What? Why are you looking at that? And he gets scared. And so that was another fight we got into, you know? Because now I'm here pregnant. I'm dealing with postpartum depression. You ain't doing nothing but adding to the postpartum depression with all your bullshit that you got going on. And, you know, I just felt like I was at a really, really low place dealing with that. So, you know, the abuse continued. The verbal abuse, I done been called every name in the book. Don't no name being called hurts me anymore. I done been called every name in the book. I done been hit on. I done been, you know, I done been through where I don't wish this on nobody to go through. And I'm just glad that I got out of it. I don't really want to keep talking about it. As y'all can see, I don't want to keep talking about it. But the shit is real. The shit happens. And I just want to be a spokesperson for the next woman going through it. And you can get help and you can get out. You can get help and you can get out. And you don't have to wait for things to get terrible where you finna die, where it's a life and death situation, to get your ass up and get out. You know what I'm saying? Because if you are in an abusive relationship, whether it's physical or verbal or mental abuse, it's never gonna get better. It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse. I don't care what you think about. I don't care. Praying, you know what I'm saying? I did all of that. It's not gonna work. When I tell you, I tried everything to make my relationship work, even while going through this. I tried everything to make my relationship work, and still nothing. Still nothing. So, long story short, now in 2020, I skipped. I'm sorry. Now in 2020, well, no, was it 2020 or 2019? 2019. We moved to his parents' hometown. And it's a small town. It's a very small town. To be honest with you, I had no business even going there because, like, it wasn't for me. It wasn't my thing. I didn't feel comfortable the 2 years I was there. So I just had no business going there. And when I got there, he just started making decisions and not involving me. He started making a lot of decisions and he didn't involve me in any of his decisions. So, and then I was dealing with his parents at the same time. You know, dealing with in-laws that you don't really get along with, that don't really care too much for you, that always got something to say about the way you parent, you know what I'm saying, the way you treat your kids, you know, and not, you know how mother-in-laws and father-in-laws can be just so goddamn, you know, you can do everything the right way, but they're gonna always point something out that you're doing bad. And it wasn't really his dad, it was his mom. Me and his mom, we didn't get along. Me and her ended up getting into it, and we ended up having a small altercation. I didn't put my hands on her, but she did put her hands on me. And after that situation happened, because when I left Jacksonville and I moved down there, I knew I was leaving my family. I knew I wasn't gonna have nobody down there for me, but you know what I'm saying, but him and my girls. That's all I had. All my family was in Jacksonville, so I knew I wasn't gonna have nobody when I went down there. So when we moved down there, I said, well, you know, I can build a relationship with my mother-in-law. We can get back cool again. You know, I can start taking her out. We can spend time together. You know, I'm just thinking about all this stuff, and I'm thinking, okay, also, his parents, they are older. That's their only son. They want to see him. You know what I'm saying? They want to be around him because they don't live around here. So I say, well, it might be a good idea, you know, just, you know, not permanently, but temporarily for us to go down there. So we went down there. And y'all, when I tell y'all, I hated it from the time I got there to the time I left. I absolutely hated it. I was not happy at all. I was very unhappy. You know, I don't knock a man that works hard or that's always working, you know, but I feel like it's very important that, you know, you have to separate the two. You have to, you know, you can work, but you have to always make time for your family. You have to always make time for your family. It's very important. And my husband wasn't doing that. He wasn't making the time for me and our kids like I felt like he should have, you know. Once we got to Bonifay, that did get better and it only got better because he didn't have nowhere to go. I mean, this is a small town. It's only 7 miles long. So you don't have no club to go to. You don't have a bar. You don't have nowhere to go. You really don't. So that's when he started, you know, staying in the house. I'm trying to think, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. He started staying in the house, and we started spending more and more time together. And then he started working, and then he got a job. He got a job that he would that had him traveling back and forth to Tallahassee and whatnot. And so he would be gone for a few days. And I knew so he would go to Tallahassee. First of all, Tallahassee, you got a bunch of college kids, you know what I'm saying? And he know a lot of people down there. So when he would come, he would leave home. And I would say, you know, call me when you get there. But whenever he got to Tallahassee, I would never hear from him. You know, I would never, like, when he got there, unless I called him, I wouldn't hear from him. And it was always quick. So I knew that he was out. I knew he would go to Tallahassee and he was working, yeah, but he was also out there, you know, being shady as well. So once that happened a few times, I then, once again, tit for tat, I wanted him to hurt me. You know, he hurt me, so I wanted to hurt him. So I went and I cheated. A whole year passed. A whole year had passed. And then he found out about that. And of course, again, he acted like he was finna die. It was the end of the world, you know. And that was just that was a terrible situation. I wish that I would not have done it. I wish that at that time when I knew that he was doing what he was doing, I wish I would have walked away from the situation, but I didn't. I was trying to think about my girls, and I don't know. All I know is like, you know what I'm saying? At that time, all I knew was my husband. As far as being with somebody long term, I just knew my husband. So I didn't want to start over. I didn't want to meet nobody else. I just wanted things to work with my husband. That's honestly all I wanted. I just wanted things to work with my husband. I wanted my kids to have both their parents in the household. I wanted both my kids to be loved right, but I also wanted my kids to see love correctly by two individuals. And that's what they weren't seeing. They weren't seeing in our household two black people that love each other unconditionally. They would see two black people that pretended like they loved each other, you know, or acted as if they loved each other, or made these kids seem like they loved each other, but y'all always fighting at each other. Y'all always fussing and fighting and screaming and cursing and yelling. How do y'all love each other? So, once he found that out, we just went through hell. We went through hell. And he was fighting the battle with himself. I was fighting the battle with myself. And it was just a really, really tough time after he found that out. The abuse got worse because he doesn't forgive. He does not forgive. He holds grudges, and he don't forgive. So, you know, he had made the decision that he wanted to stay with me, and that he was going to work on forgiving me. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Things just got really, really bad. Everybody got into our business. Mainly his family that's down there. Got into our business. This person told that person told this person, so now the whole town know. It got to where him and this dude actually fought at the gas station. And just like I told him, for me, there was no feelings behind it. I just did it because you was out there, you know what I'm saying, doing your dirt. You know? I wanted to hurt you. And that's not the smart thing to do. And then with me doing that, and then after that situation happened, you know, some days he would have good days, but then some days it would just be on his mind. And I know how that is, you know? It would be on his mind, and when you picturing that in your mind, it fucks you up. So it was fucking him up. And the only way he could think to, I guess, make himself feel better was to belittle me, call me out my name, and hit on me. So that's what he did. Yeah, we got into a lot of fights, y'all. We got into a lot of fights. I mean, we fought outside, we fought in the car, we fought in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got into a lot of fights. And the sad thing is, with us getting into these fights, it wasn't really us getting into a fight. It was him fighting me, because I wouldn't even fight him back. If anything, I would say stop, or I'll push you off of me. That's it. He was fighting me, you know? He was fighting me. And I just remember always telling him, I'm just so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And I just remember saying that every day, every time we fought, every time we fussed, every time he would call me, and I'm so tired. I'm tired of being your bitches. I'm tired of being your hoes. I'm tired. I'm tired of being your punching bag. I'm just tired. And I would always just say, I am just so tired. I'm tired. I'm tired, honestly, thinking about it. I feel drained. I'm ready to go lay in the bed, you know? But it's like he didn't want to hear it. In his mind, he didn't think that you putting your hands on a woman is wrong. He didn't think that. And then his mom, when me and her got into our little altercation, one of the things she said was, that's why my son be beating your ass. So if your mama is saying that to me, as a woman, she's not telling you, oh, you're not supposed to put your hands on a woman. You know, she's not telling you those things. She's saying, She's saying, that's why my son doing that. That's what you deserve. So he thinking it's okay because nobody's telling him you're not supposed to do this shit. So for a long time, I was the bad person in town and nobody wanted to talk to me or, you know, deal with me. But my thing was, when I was coming to tell y'all what y'all son did, it wasn't the same energy. But when I go and do it, now y'all got all this, you know what I'm saying, negative energy or, you know, bad vibes y'all want to come towards me with. I'm like, whatever. So I ate that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ate that shit. They didn't stop me from doing nothing. They didn't stop me from going nowhere. It was a small town. I don't give a damn. Y'all can look at me. I don't give a shit. So, we ended up, I think we were in Bonifay for 2 years, and then we moved to Ocala. And it was so bad in Bonifay because the guy that I slept with stayed like right around the corner from us. So my husband would see this man literally every single day. And if he didn't see him, then he would come home and he'll be happy. But if he seen him on his way going to the corner store or coming back home, he would come home and he would fight. He would want to fight. Every time he seen this man, he would want to fight. So we had decided to move to Ocala. And, you know, we had said that when we moved to Ocala, because we don't have to see this guy so much, things will get better, you know? We got to Ocala, things just got worse. Things got worse. And I will always pray and ask God to, you know, I would say, you know, God, please give me a sign if this is not the man for me. If, you know, let something happen, you know, where I just know that I don't need to be here. And every time God would give me that sign, I would just ignore it. Maybe the next sign to be clear. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would just ignore it. And so we moved to Ocala. And I just felt us doing like this. I just felt us. I felt us doing that. We were just separating. And he would wake up, some days he'll be happy. Some days he'll be mad. Some days he'll wake up and he'll want to, you know what I'm saying, fight. I remember one morning in particular, I can't even remember what we were arguing about, but we had just moved into our our house in Ocala. And I don't remember what we was fussing about, but he was just so angry all the time. And I had just bought a broom, a plastic broom, and a dustpan. And I think I picked it up first. I want to say I picked it up first because he hit me and I picked it up and I tried to hit him with it, but he like jumped and I put it down, like dropped it. And I remember being on the floor and I was like on the floor on my butt, and I was trying to back up from him. And he just took that broomstick and he just, you know, and I'm like, it's almost like watching a child get beat by a belt. He just, you know, he kept following me and he just kept calling up my name and he just kept hitting it and beating me with it until it was completely broke, until it was nothing left. He just beat me with it until it was nothing left at all. And when that happened, that's when I can say I started making plans in my mind to get away from him. But I was like, I'm gonna pray about it and see what God's saying. Still hoping and wishing that things will get better. Even though this man just hit me and beat me like this, I still want things to be better. I still want to make it work, because right now with you hitting on me, I feel like I deserve it because I went and cheated on you. Or that's what you put in my mind. I cheated on you, so you deserve, and that's what I believe that I deserve to get beat on because I cheated on him. So I had started packing little bags, just little stuff here and there, and I would put it in my little girl's closet up at top. I was going to leave. I just didn't know when I was going to leave. I didn't know how I was going to leave because we had one vehicle. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know when, how, or what, but I knew I was going to. So every day I was just praying. I was trying to stay to myself. If I did something on Monday to make him mad, I'm gonna try my hardest not to do that Tuesday to make him mad. But it's always something new to make him mad. So it was just, he could never be satisfied. We had got neighbors that moved in next to us, and it was a white man and his wife, and they had 2 sons. You know, I don't even know how this came about, but I had never even met this family or introduced myself to this family. But then all of a sudden, now I'm sleeping with this man. You know, he would accuse me of sleeping with people that I don't even know. If he have a dream, if he's laying in bed and he has a dream about me sleeping with somebody, he'll wake up and ask me who is so-and-so, and then that's another fight. Half of the time, the people that he would name, I don't even know. And that would be yet again another fight. So it was like, I can't do nothing right. Everything I do is wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. So, I think, I knew it was coming to an end when we moved to Ocala. We would sleep in the same bed some nights. Some nights we wouldn't. Most nights, you know, we would either I slept on the couch or he slept on the couch. I didn't like his energy or his vibe around me. I would go to sleep scared because I would think that he was going to do something to me in my sleep. Or if he slept on the couch, you know what I'm saying, I would think that he was going to come in the room and do something to me while I was asleep. You know, and I just didn't want to live like that no more. I didn't want to feel like that no more, but I didn't know how to get myself out of that situation. I got 3 kids that I have to, you know, take as well with me, and that's a lot, you know, especially when you don't have a plan. I didn't have a plan. So I was having a conversation with my cousin, and I was letting her know everything that was going on, and I was just venting to her. And I had also hit my sister up, you know, because I had kept this a secret for so long. But at this point in time, I was like, okay, I need to talk to somebody because I'm literally about to lose my mind. I don't have nobody to talk to. I don't have nobody to hang with. You know, it's just me in this house. You know, he comes and goes when he pleases, you know. And I was just making my plans, you know, to leave. And I was busting my ass, y'all. I was doing hair, selling waist beads, selling lingerie. Selling lingerie. Selling lingerie. I was busting my ass, you know, trying to make sure we was comfortable and we were straight. And while I'm working, you know, he would flirt with my clients in my face. You know, just he would just do really, really disrespectful stuff. And I was so tired. I didn't even pay no attention, or I wouldn't even say nothing about it, give him a look. I didn't give a fuck because I'm to the point now where I'm just tired. You know, now you're doing the shit in my face. You obviously don't give a fuck about me. I'm tired. So, on July 22nd of this year, that was the day that I left my husband. Woke up that morning and I was in the shower, and he came in the bathroom and he had grabbed my phone, and I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, well, maybe he need to use my phone. So he grabs my phone and, you know, whatever. And then he comes back, maybe like 3 minutes later, he comes back, and I'm in there washing my ass. And he comes in there, and mind you, we have one of those showers that's the glass door that you have to pull open. You have to actually step into it. So I see the door fly open, and then he takes his shirt off, and the way that he's moving, I immediately get scared. So I guess he went on my phone and he seen text messages of me and my cousin, you know, planning for me to leave and me to come back to Jacksonville. So he comes in there and he jumps in the shower with me, y'all. He jumps in the shower with me, and he like, I don't know how to explain it, but he folds my body up to where I can barely breathe. And he takes my head and he's banging my head on the floor of the shower repeatedly. I'm like, stop. Stop. I can't breathe. Stop. You're going to kill me. Stop. And he just kept doing it. And like, the water is coming down, and he's in his clothes and he's soaking wet. And, you know, he's just calling me out my name. You gonna leave me? You gonna leave me, bitch? How you gonna go out there and be a hoe? You gonna leave me? You gonna go to Duval? And da-da-da. And I'm just like, you know, I'm just like, stop. So he gets out the shower. I cut the water off. I get out. I dry off. I throw some clothes on because I'm like, okay, I already know, you know what I'm saying? He finna try to fight on me. So I put some clothes on, and I walk out in the room, and he's just questioning me about, you know, am I going to leave him, and calling me all out my name, and this, that, and the third. And I was just like, you know, I can't do this no more. I'm tired, and I can't do it no more. And, you know, I don't want to do it no more. So a way that he used to manipulate me, when he knew that when he knew that I didn't have nobody, or I didn't have, you know, nobody, like, he broke my phone, y'all. He broke my phone to keep me from calling the police, calling my parents, calling anybody from help. He broke my one and only phone that I had. So he grabs the phone out my hand and he just smashes it on the ground and he stumps it. So now I ain't got no way to call nobody. So he broke my phone to keep me from calling nobody, and then he just continued to abuse me. He was following me around the house, screaming to the top of his lungs, calling out my name. He pulled all of my belongings out of the closet, and as he's pulling my clothes out of the closet, every time he would pull something, he would say, "You bitch, you bitch, you bitch." And then he grabbed my shoes, and he was throwing my shoes at me. And then he grabbed one of my thigh-high boots, one of my thigh-high heel boots, platform boots, and he just threw it with all his might. He just threw it at me, and it hit me. The heel hit me right here, up under my eye. And I remember screaming and grabbing my eye, and I ran, and I hid in the closet. And I closed the door, and I was in there. I was scared, you know, and I was just like, this man's gonna kill me. This man is gonna kill me. This man gonna kill me. And I remember him. I hear him in there, and I hear all the commotion of him throwing my shit around. And then when he realized that I'm not standing there no more, he comes and he looks for me. And I guess he go look up front, and he go look in the girl's room, and then he goes and he looks in the other room, and then he opens the door in the closet. And mind you, it was some bins that I was sitting on top of. He grabs my leg, and he just like pulls me with all his might out of the closet. So I fall on the floor. And he's like standing above me, and I'm sitting down, and he's like just calling out my name and cursing me out. And I'm just like, you know, I'm like this, and I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, no. And I'm like, you know, I can't take it no more. I'm like, you're going to kill me. I say, stop fussing at me. I can't take it no more. And he wouldn't stop. So I went in the room with my girls. I'm sorry. Okay. So I went in the room with my girls, and I'm like, y'all put some shoes on. And they're just waking up out their sleep. So they're waking up to me and you fighting. So I said, y'all put some shoes on. And he came in there, and he was like, don't be trying to get no sympathy from our girls. And he smacked me in my face, like he just popped me in my face right in front of the girls. Don't be trying to get no sympathy from them. They can't help you. And I'm just like, I was just trying to get them, you know, you popped me in my face, and I'm still, you know, I still haven't touched you. You know what I'm saying? So you're a coward because you're hitting a woman and she's not even fighting you back, you know? So I'm just like, after he popped me, he's like, y'all mama don't want to be here with us. She want to leave us. She don't love us. She want to leave all of us, and she want to go to Duval and do what she want to do. And I'm like, no. I say, you know, wherever I go, my girl's going with me, you know, and you know that. And so I left out the house, and I just start walking. I'm like, you know, trying to figure out, hopefully I see somebody walking, I can use their phone, something. I'm trying to figure out, or I was even desperate enough to see a police and wave the police down, like, hey, you know, come here. Like, that's the shit that I was going to do. That's how I felt. And so I walked, and I was walking for like maybe 5 minutes, and then he pulls up behind me, as I'm walking, and he's like, so the girls said that they wanted to go with you to Duval, so I'm just gonna take y'all to Duval. Get in the car, I'm just gonna take y'all to Duval. So my dumb ass gets in the car. We go back to the house. He says, what did he say? He said, I'm finna go in here and get the girls. I said, well, can I come in the house and get our stuff? Nah, bitch. Your ass will probably be stripping by the end of the night. You'll have some money so you can start your new life. You don't need nothing in here. I said, well, at least let me get my business stuff. Let me get my Wild Child, my LLC, let me get my business stuff. No, that's gonna go in the trash. I'm gonna burn all your shit. I'm gonna burn all your shit. So I'm like, okay. So I got back in the car. The girls come out and they get in the car. They look distraught. They've been crying all morning. Ain't nobody ate no fucking breakfast because we dealing with this bullshit. So they get in the car and he's like, he pulls up to the gas station and he like, go fill my gas tank up. So I go fill it up. Mind you, he not a gentleman at all. I filled the gas tank up, while he sat in the car and just looked at me. And then he one thing that he told me that really scared me, when we were fighting, he told me that I deserved to die and I deserved to have a bullet put in my head. So he told me that. Then when I got back in the car from pumping the gas, he's riding with a pistol in his lap. Just riding with a pistol in his lap. So he's talking, and mind you, we're headed like we're coming to Duval from Ocala. So we're talking. I'm just ignoring him. I'm listening, but I'm not saying nothing back because I know anything that I say can tick this man off. So he said something, and I said, okay. I said, okay. You know what, bitch? I'm not going to make it easy for you. He turned that car around. He told me he wasn't going to make it easy for me. If I wanted to get back to Duval, bitch, I had to walk. He told me that you a dumbass hoe. That's why I let you put everything in your name so that shit can follow you wherever you go. You stupid ass bitch. He was talking a lot of stuff, y'all. He was talking a lot of stuff, and I just ignored him. I was crying because I'm like, now I'm going back to this toxic ass home, and I'm just trying to get away from it. So now I'm in the car like, what the fuck am I going to do? So when we pull back up to the house, I immediately get out the car and I just start walking. I don't even go in the house. I just start walking. So I'm walking. I'm trying to come up with a plan on what I'm going to do. And mind you, I had a client that was going to be there 9:30 that morning. So we fighting like 7 o'clock in the morning. We're fighting. So I have a client that's going to be there at 9:30. I'm thinking because my phone broke, she hasn't spoke to me to confirm anything. I'm thinking she's not going to come. And remind you, she came from Gainesville. So I'm thinking she's not going to come. So I'm walking. And I probably walked for like 30 minutes around just to clear my head. And then once I cleared my head, I had walked back home. He was outside. And I walked back home and I was just sitting outside and I was just crying. And my client pulls up. So now I have to go in here, pretend like me and you weren't fighting. I have to try to get these bruises off my face and off my arm. I have to clean up all these clothes and all this mess because you was having a tantrum and throwing my shit out the house. You know what I'm saying? I have to cover these holes in the wall because my client's gonna walk in and I have to pretend like everything is fine when everything is not. You know what I'm saying? My client came in, and when she came in, I was just like, ma'am, can I use your phone? That's the first thing I said when she came. I said, hey, how you doing? Can I use your phone? She said, yeah, go ahead. And I called my dad. And my dad answered the phone and I say, Dad, I said, hey, can you come pick me and the girls up? And he say, well, what's going on? I say, my husband done put his hands on me again. I say, and I honestly feel like if y'all don't come get me today, y'all won't have a daughter. He said, we on our way. And so I went in there and I did my client hair. I probably did her hair in like 2.5 hours, and I did braids. I was trying to get done with her hair. So I guess my husband was outside talking to my parents on the phone. And my mom was letting him know we finna come get Amber, da-da-da-da. And so he came back in and he was like, your parents, he mouthed to me, your parents finna come get you. I'm like, okay, cool. So then he tries to do all the sweet stuff. He tries to cut up fruit for me and the girls and be nice and sweet, boil the water for my client's hair, you know, trying to be sweet and kiss ass because now you know my parents gonna come get us. But you heard my mama say it, but right now you don't know that it's true. So I finished my client hair and we were in a room talking. And then like maybe 10 minutes later, my dad comes and knocks on the door. And my husband looks back and he was like, you wasn't playing. And so I go and open the door and we all have a conversation, you know. And of course he didn't want me to leave. But like I told him, I'm not only doing this for myself. I'm doing this for my girls. My girls don't need to see this. They don't need to be around this. You know, I don't need to be around it, you know what I'm saying? Like you hurting all of us, you know? My parents came and got us, and we've been in Duval since. Me and my girls been in Duval since. We've been here since. I don't have any plans on looking back. I don't have any plans on going back. I felt like our time with each other is done. It's been done. We just was forcing it and holding on to it for longer than we should have. And when you force something and hold on to something that shouldn't be held on to, things are gonna get bad. Things just gonna get bad. They're not gonna get good. It's gonna be bad. It's just gonna be bad in that shit. And that's what my relationship pretty much was. The trust was completely gone. We didn't trust each other. The love was leaving out the door. You know, we didn't have much love for each other. I don't know. That connection just wasn't there. But if I can honestly say, I don't really think we ever had a connection. You know, I think it was just us being attracted to the physical. And then I feel like if we hadn't had kids, we probably wouldn't have been together. But because we did have kids and we have 3 kids together, that's probably what made us want to try to stay together. But I can honestly say I fought and I did everything that a woman would do to fight for her marriage. I did that. I just don't see fighting for my marriage and getting beat on like that's not okay. Because if you abusing me and mistreating me, but you want me to fight for this marriage, it's gonna make me not want to fight for this marriage. It's like, what am I fighting for? And it got to that point. It's like, what am I fighting for? You know, I'm fighting for somebody that just want to abuse me and mistreat me. You know, nah. So, it was hard. It was hard for me to walk away because I felt bad for how I was leaving him. You know, just by himself. It was hard. But I know I had to make that decision for me and my girls. I had to get out. Like I said, for years I hid that I was being abused. I was being abused for 7 years and I hid it. And just this year is when people, you know what I'm saying, when people found out, oh shit, you know, I didn't know Amber was going through that. I feel like when you're in a marriage, you're not supposed to let people know what's going on inside your household. And I was big on that. I was very private, very, very discreet. I don't want people in my business. I barely want people around me, you know, in my circle, in my home, you know, around me, in my presence. I don't want that. And then especially with him, you know, I didn't like the way his attitude was. It's like he didn't want nobody to be around me. You know, he didn't want people staring at me. You know, it was just always a problem. But then when I left him, I had to realize that he had a problem with himself. His problem wasn't with me. He was insecure and unhappy with himself. So that's why he acted the way he acted. I don't know. I don't think that no woman should have to go through that. It's always a man out there that's going to treat you good. Or you can just be by yourself. Because you just be by your damn self. It is what it is. But if you are like dealing with abuse, physical, mentally, emotional, whatever you want to call it, if you are dealing with any type of abuse, do not be afraid to ask for help. Don't be, don't be ashamed to ask for help, to let people know what you got going on, because what I had to learn is me talking about it actually made me feel better. I have really bad anxiety and depression because of what I've been through. I cry sometimes for no reason at all. I'm angry, and I have very little patience for bullshit, I know a lot of people think that I'm mean and I'm very antsy and I get aggravated quick, but y'all have to understand that I've been through a lot. And I'm getting through it. Each day I'm getting better. But that was 11 years of my life. And I'm only 27. So I just want my story to be a help to other women and men, because men go through abuse as well. And if you are in an abusive relationship, please get out. It's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. I just want to be helped. I I wish that I heard a story when I was going through what I was going through, so that I could get help. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't open up to nobody. So that's where I fell short. I didn't open up to nobody, so didn't nobody know that I needed help, But I want my story to be a help to somebody. Please get out of that abusive ass relationship. It's not gonna get no better. I can't stress that enough. Go find you a nigga that's gonna love you, that's gonna appreciate you and cherish you and love you unconditionally, because they are out here. Y'all, this was a very emotional subject for me. Like I said, I don't like to talk about it, and this will probably be my last time talking about it, because I'm in a different place now. I'm not in that same place, which is why I don't really have much to say about it, because I don't want to remember it. But I've been through a lot, and I'm glad that I got past it. I'm glad that I had somebody to call to help me, to get me out of that situation for me and my kids. And I just hope that my story can help somebody. If you need somebody to talk to, y'all can comment on this post. And I'll chat with you back. You're not alone. I'm still dealing with things from that abuse now, and I'm in a whole nother relationship, and I'm still dealing with that, but I'm just thankful for the person that I have in my life, and him being so understanding. But yes, that was it for my toxic story, and I hope that this story helps other women and men, because like I say, men also get abused. And y'all, don't settle, and don't take that shit, because nobody deserves to be hit on, to be called out their name, to feel less than, because we all shit, eat, and put our pants on the same way. Ain't nobody better than the next person. And y'all just stay lifted and motivated. Love y'all. Bye.